1. Adam, no defeat's a good defeat, but that one must be a little bit more bitter than usual.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, obviously every game you lose, you're upset and you're down, but if I'm being honest, I don't think we deserve to lose that game today. I think we had enough chances to win 2 games, but at the end of the day we haven't, and we've come off with a defeat.
Part of the defeat was perhaps defensive errors. What would you make of that?
Well, the first goal I've slipped over in the middle of the park. It happens, that's football. And then maybe we should have cleaned our lines there and they've got in. I think the bottom line is you look at it that we can't keep making these little errors because they're costing us. I think the second goal we're attacking and they've gone down the other end and scored. But again, at the same time, it's a unit thing, and at the other end we could have had 5 or 6.
Are these errors slowly adding up? We take the last couple of weeks, that Mansfield Town have been in action. You seem to have lost a little bit of self-assurance.
Well, obviously errors cost games, and the more errors you make, the more games you're going to lose. That's just common sense. It's not picking anyone out. It's just common sense, and it's the same thing in anything. The same thing in life. You make errors, you get punished. So if we want to be successful, these errors have got to stop.
You've talked there about the chances that you've had today, not just yourself, but the team as a whole. Are you lacking just that clinical edge at the minute?
I think at the minute we're going through a period where in both boxes it's not going our way. We've missed 5 or 6 chances, and 2 errors that we've kind of made we've been punished for. I think other than them 2 chances they've had, they've only had 1 shot on target, which you look at it and that's the way things are going at the minute, and we've got to make sure that we stick together as a group, as a team, and come through it.
The pleasing aspect must be that your side's creating opportunities. If you weren't creating opportunities, I imagine you'd be even more worried.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's one positive way to look at it, which is obviously nice. But yeah, we're making the chances. We're not taking them in a minute, but at some point it's got to turn on its head. You'd like to think that if we continue to make them chances, we're going to start scoring goals now.
I asked Paul Cox this question before today's game, and I said to him basically, where's that side gone that went to the likes of Stockport, went to the likes of Darlington, beat Newport County here 5-0 at home? Where's that side gone?
I think it's still there. I think if you look at that performance there, that was better than the Stockport performance. And we've come away from Stockport with a result.
Is it a side that is as confident though?
If we're being honest, people say why are you better away from home? Because at the minute playing at home is like playing away, if we're being honest. And that's not looking for excuses, not blaming anybody else, but the lads know that the first wrong pass they make, you got 3,000 turn on you straight away, and you can say we have to give them something to cheer with, but after 15 minutes someone's made a bad pass and we hear the boos straight away. Now if that's a fortress we're trying to create here, it's a strange way of going about it, and what I would say is we need to stick together, whether people agree with things or they don't agree with things. We're a unit, we're a team, we're a town, and we have to stick together. If we don't, and what's happening now is teams know they can come here, and within 15 minutes, if things aren't going our way, they know the fans are going to turn, and they play for that. We spoke to players on the opposite team for a number of weeks, and they know that's going to be the case, and they play for that.
In your playing career, if a side had played away from home on Tuesday night, got beaten 5-0, would you have expected the next home game being on the weekend, the fans to, shall we say, try and help the side more than they perhaps did today?
No, to be honest with you, I think apart from a few voices that you always hear, you can be winning 5-0 and you still hear the same voices booing. And I wouldn't say you take that result away Tuesday, it's been the same here for the last 5 or 6 games. If we want to be successful, and I said it 3 months ago, that what will dictate this club how successful it is when the times are bad, how we stick together. Because what seems to happen, it becomes us as a team and the fans against each other, and it can't be like that. If we're going to be successful through the good times and through the bad times, we have to stick together. People are going to make mistakes. It happens, it's football, we have to stick together, and if we don't do that, then it's going to be us and them, and it can't go on.
There'll be fans listening to this interview, Adam, thinking, the captain's coming out saying, no, the fans aren't playing their part. Why is he having a go? What I was going to say, Adam, is that in regard to yourself, you love this club, and do have, I imagine, a genuine respect for the fan base of this club, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, and it might be a minority, but that minority are out, I don't know what the word is, but making more noise than the majority.
Are they looking for an excuse in your mind, that minority, to jump on the side's back?
You'll have to ask them that. I can't answer for them, but at the end of the day, and I'm talking to you and you must hear it, and everybody else here, is that minority is making more vocal commitment than the majority, and it has an effect. And like I say, we're going into games now knowing that if something's not going right in the first 15-20 minutes, we're going to be up against it. And teams coming here, this should be our home, this should be our fortress, where teams don't want to come here and play against us because it's a horrible atmosphere for them. It's turned on us. Now, if we're a club that wants success, that can't happen.
I'll just finish with one final question. You're obviously not involved next week. There'll be quite a few behind closed door games by the sounds of it, but your next couple of league games are away from home. Are you, in one way, looking forward to that?
For me personally, a game's a game. Do you know what I mean? People can say and sing what they want. I don't care. It's about winning 3 points, and that's what we've got to get back to. We've got to get back to working as a unit, working as a team, and basically stopping goals going in one end and putting them in the other.
Adam, thank you for talking. I'm going to upset all the Cambridge fans listening to us at the minute, but in regard to the side you face, they're a very average side, aren't they?
I just think that there's a lot of sides in this division that are very, very similar, you know. And I think your comment there, as I don't think at Cambridge are average, because you look at their stats, it shows that they're not average in this division.
They don't look like they've got game changers, game winners. You've not come up against a Fleetwood to say today.
No, but
and does that in some ways make the defeat even more frustrating?
No, I think today we worked extremely hard. I just thought we lacked a cutting edge. I thought second half we passed the ball. Our decision making was good. We just lacked a cutting edge in the final third. You know, in football, like I say, when things aren't bouncing for you, when things aren't going for you, you've got to dig in. You've got to grind the result out. You know, when we scored, I thought there was only one team going to go on and win it. I thought we were probably going to go and win it by a great margin, but that's football for you. You know.
What's going to change now then? You've talked about this lack of, lacking a clinical edge. Do you need a new striker? I mean, you've got Louis Moult. Has he yet hit his straps?
It could be Delta, yeah. You know, we've got next weekend off. We don't play. We've got a couple of games behind closed doors that are arranged. It's time to, have a look at different things, different systems, different people. But it's one of those games today. You know, I can't fault the lads. I was fuming after Tuesday. I don't think anybody that's in their right mind could fault the effort, the commitment, the desire of the players. And we just needed one. The cross that went in, Ross Dyer, headed it over from 6 yards. Basically sums up how stuff in front of the goal at the minute. So, but it swings and roundabouts. You sometimes you have a little bit of luck in football, sometimes you have a little bit of bad luck. But we just got to keep grinding away. We'll turn it around.
You've talked about looking at players in this period that you've got off now, not involved of course next week with the FA Cup, but will that involve the likes of John Thompson? He's on the bench. Will that involve the likes of Rhys Day? He was on the bench for the FA Cup game. Could you see those two players defensively maybe shoring things up for you?
Well, yeah, I think definitely, yeah. Especially Tomo. That's not discounting Luis. But Tomo's just looked as though he's getting his second win now from his injury, and he's looked very strong in training. That's why I had a chat with him before the game today and just said, look, if something happened after 2 minutes, would you be able to go on? And he was very confident, so that's good signs. But yeah, I just think we just need to. There's things to work on in both boxes. But when I come here, no one ever said it was going to be easy, did they? No one ever said we was going to win every game. No one ever says that I was going to come in, take the club to the promised land, and and I was going to walk away with a golden chalice. It's going to be hard. There's going to be highs, there's going to be lows this season. We're going through a bit of a blip and a bit of a low at the minute. And it's like I say, it's how we come through that blip that. Don't see where we finish it in the season.